I'm gonna take a crap outside. Look, she's finally gonna take a crap and now they're all hanging out.
Hey everybody,
Hi,
it's Bacon,
guys.
and we got Lady Bacon
Stop.
again. Anyway, so you might notice that there's a different surrounding right now. It's because we're house sitting, and this is not our house. This is not our house. We're showing. No, actually, the secret to it is that we just, we broke in, and these people have a lovely home.
Yeah.
And well, we just sat on their couch and
Made a video.
started playing with their dog.
Yeah. She looks so thrilled.
She's not really that happy with us.
Anyway, guys. Okay. So, update time. We found a new agency. We haven't really started anything yet. We have dates for classes, but we don't really have any more information than that. The agency that we found was through a friend, and hopefully it sounds better. They do transportation. There's more for the per diem, so that kind of takes care of daycare and other financing, and it was really helpful. But we thought we'd take time in this video to kind of say what you need to look for when you are looking for an agency and what questions to ask, because we didn't know.
Yeah, I think the first most important one is how they rank their children, because there's a scale.
If they rate their children.
If they rank their children, but most of the time you'll see the scale that's ranked 1 to 4. It's based on their mental diagnosis. 1 being no issues at all, 4 being oh my god.
And 1 is also for infants as well.
Yes. So they also they license you at first for level 1 kids only, and if that's where you want to stay, that's fine.
Level 1 or family fostering. There's family fostering and then there's therapeutic fostering, which are 2 different things.
Yeah. So it really gets it's your own personal preference. So, what would you say the second thing would be? I think the second thing would be,
how much do they pay per diem? And I don't want to make this sound like it's major important, but it can be. I mean, you're taking these kids into your home, and it's not the cheapest thing, guys. I mean, there's food, there's clothing, there's preschool. I mean, daycare is insane.
Yeah. Bottom line, you have to be, concerned about money, and it might make you look weird to the agency, but who cares, because you're the one paying for it. So, I mean, they pay for the classes, but other than that, you're paying for this kid. Well, for the minimum 6 months that the kid's in your home. So, yeah, go ahead, be concerned about money. It's okay.
And ask questions, guys. I mean, I can't express this enough. When I went to this new agency, I called and I asked a million questions. And I also emailed her. I'm like, look, we need to know these things. We need to know, how kids are in your agency. Do they have more mental issues than normal? Do they have, what comes with them? What comes behind all of this? Because it's a lot to bring these kids into your home and know nothing.
Yeah. The best thing you could do is write down your questions beforehand. That's what we did. We had like 20 questions.
And they lied about them.
Well, not only did they lie about them, but I don't feel like those were nearly enough questions that we could have asked.
Yeah.
So ask about the visitations that you guys are mandated to do by law with the birth parents, because you can have that choice where you don't see or have any contact with the birth parents, and quite frankly, that's what we're gonna do.
And also, will they provide transportation? That was important to me because, like I said last week, we both have full-time jobs, and it's impossible for us to be like, oh, we gotta go. It's just not possible. And I think this new agency is a lot more willing to work with the parents. They take these kids to the appointments. They pick them up from the daycare and they take them over to the appointments. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and not to mention I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot.
But anyway, regardless, the point is, guys, like we said last week, you can make this work for you. You just have to find the right agency, and I think we finally have. So it's a really exciting time. It's a time for a lot more change. I'll get more to that next week when I can say more. And I think with change comes a lot of fear. And I think a big part of that is, yes, we are scared. This is something that we've never ventured into before. We spent so long trying to have a baby. which was devastating and, extremely hard on both of us. And now we're going into something else that is potentially extremely devastating and hard on both of us. So I think at this time we're kind of just relying on faith and just, this is where we are, this is our path, this is what we need to do. And so I think that's really important to remember during all this.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So I think the most frustrating part about this right now is no one's calling us back.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So what's frustrating for us is that they make it seem like they are desperate for people every which way, 8 ways to Sunday.
And they are.
And well, yeah, they are, but they don't make it seem that way because we call them, we ask them about classes, we email them, we do everything we can, and we get nothing back.
For like a week. That is frustrating, guys. The one downfall I will say for this agency is that they haven't gotten back to us. So I don't know if the social worker's on vacation or what, but it is kind of a pain. I mean, because you're trying to get things done. And for me, I'm someone, when I start something, I need to know when it's going to be finished. I need to have a plan. I need to have it laid out in front of me. Like, okay, we're going to do this. As of now, we are starting our new classes in September, and we're going to be doing 2-week increments and then have a 2-week break, which I love. Because another thing that they do not tell you, oh my gosh, guys, we did one class, and it is mind-numbing. Like, I mean, yes, it's interesting, and yes, it's full of information, but at the end of the day, you just feel like all kinds of different things. You feel emotional, you feel excited, and for us, I mean, when we went through our last agency, we were just kind of angry and scared. So I'm hoping for a different emotion this time.
Yeah, and you're gonna want to take a nap by the end of the day because it's so much writing. I recommend taking notes, but that's just kind of the person I am. Take notes with everything that you want to remember or write down, so you can have to reflect back on the future. That is the biggest thing.
And guys, also my number one thing: be honest with your social worker and have them be honest with you. Because if they don't know what you want, they're just going to give you what they think that you want. And that's not always the right situation. I mean, for us, we had to be very specific.
Or they're going to give you what they want, and
Yeah.
you don't want that.
We don't want the social workers to lie to us. And so for me, I did my research. I did everything I could to find everything I could about them on the internet. I called them. I wrote reviews. I followed their Facebook page. Like, minor stalker mode here, guys. But I found out what I needed to know, and I found out that they were reputable. That's what you need to know. A lot of people also told me county is the best way. I've never dealt with the county. Well, when we did deal with the county, they didn't really, again, return our calls. It was just kind of very difficult. It was a lot of red tape and a lot of waiting. And so that is kind of a hard point too. But I think that we did so much waiting when we were trying to get pregnant and when we were going through fertility. Like, now we kind of just want to get the show on the road. But at the same time, we need to learn patience, which is really, really hard, guys.
Yeah, I'm not a very patient person at all, and I hate waiting. So that is very difficult for me to learn. So if you're like me, then take a chill pill, calm your ass down, and it'll be okay.
Hopefully.
No,
Hopefully this time. But right now, we're just kind of taking a breath. By the end of things, we should be done with our classes in November, which I actually kind of like that spaced apart, because when they're doing your home visits, guys, they come in and basically tear your house apart and be like, you need to fix this, 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 and this.
Well, not to mention the fire inspection, you got smoke alarms, you got all that stuff.
So overwhelming, guys. Like, I mean, we just moved into our house, so it's already overwhelming trying to get it ready for anything. But, now we need to get it ready for a human being that's just going to basically show up one day, and we don't know when. And that's nerve-wracking. And we don't know any of the situations, which is also nerve-wracking. And for two people that like to plan ahead, it's crazy. It's just nuts. So.
Yeah. But I think that's about it for right now. We're going to have to wrap this video up. But other than that, that's really about it. Just make sure you ask questions. Make sure you know what you want. Talk about it with your significant other and make sure you understand what you're wanting to get into.
That is something, too, making a quick point. Eric and I were on the same page, but we weren't on the same page. We both knew what we wanted, but we didn't communicate it as well as we should have. So that is a big point. Communicate it with your significant other. You need to know what you are both prepared to take on. Because what I'm prepared for, I mean, I work with kids all day, so I'm prepared for a lot. But Eric might not be. So.
No, and I don't know anything about doing all that stuff, but that's why I got my wifey.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully we'll have. Well, I know I'll have more updates next week, but until then.
I'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.